What's good, YouTube? I'm Robert with the Crosscut Creations channel. Today, we're going on a shop tour. Stay tuned. So here's the shop. We recently renovated my shop. My buddy Josh and I completely rearranged the shop, so that's why I want to take you on this shop tour today. We're just going to start real simple. We're going to go around. I'll pan around real quick just to give you an idea of the shop. The shop is about 30 feet long by about 10 feet wide. So it's a pretty narrow space, but it's a space that works. So we're just going to start. We put in this wall to separate the basement. That's where I'm at in my house. It's just a small basement shop, but it works. And I figured this is the cleanest the shop will be, so I thought it was a good time to give you guys a shop tour. So we're going to start here at the miter saw. Got the Ryobi sliding 10-inch miter saw with stand. It does the job, and it's probably one of the most frequently used tools in my shop. So if we move over here, we've got some plywood from the wall build that I need to move out of the way. I've also got some pallet wood here that I need to figure out what to do with, and I also have my trash can for what's going to end up being my what I'm going to convert a 2-stage Harbor Freight dust collector. This is the space right here where I want to put my dust collector in. Just got it today, so that's exciting. But I need to set it up and do all that kind of fun jazz. Moving along this back wall, this is where my workbench used to be, but we rotated that. Again, I got this table from my buddy Josh. This is where a lot of my benchtop tools are. So just going down the line, I've got the Ryobi combination belt and disc sander there. I also have the Rycon 10-inch bandsaw. There we go. Got my glue supplies, some Paduke coasters, some other miscellaneous tools that I haven't cleaned up yet. Next we have the oscillating spindle sander from Wood River. See, that's the brand that Woodcraft carries. Moving along, we have the Porter Cable scroll saw. And my orbital sander and the router and router table. So those all are housed on this table. And we just put in new electrical, so that's exciting. That way I don't have to keep switching out plugs and tools. So I'm super excited for the functionality in this shop. Under here we've got one small dust collector, well, shop vac, 5-gallon shop vac, and then we have some more pallet wood down here that I need to figure out what to do with. And then there's the air compressor. It's just one of those pancake compressors, 6-gallon Porter cables. I want to build a cart for that so I can house my nail guns and glue and some other tools like that. There's some clamps and more wood that I'm not sure what to do with. There's my scrap bin. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Not quite sure what to do with it yet, but I'm sure I'll have a space for it. This bench here, I don't know if I can get a wide enough shot, but my buddy Brandon and I actually built this together. He helped me a ton with it. This bottom shelf is kind of my catch-all miscellaneous stuff that I should be organizing, but I haven't yet. And then This top it's actually a lot better than it was, but it still has some, I still have to do some cleaning, some organizing, obviously, but this is a lot better than what it was. I'm hoping to make this kind of like an assembly table type deal. I have a power supply on the bench itself, and then I have clamp storage here along this top brace. I also have some clamp storage over here that I've used, and then just some hardware and some other stuff on top of the actual bench in that top frame there. Next is my Stanley toolbox. It has a bunch of the hand tools in it. It's got some sanding stuff. Hand tools meaning, you know, pliers, screwdrivers, sockets, wrenches, things of that nature. Here's a really old, let me move this 4x4 post real quick. Here's a really old hand miter saw. I thought that was pretty cool. It's under the blanks there that I have. It's a super cool piece. I haven't actually ever used it, but it's a cool piece to at least talk about. And then backing off of there, we have the Rigid R4512 table saw. Right now, it's kind of a catch-all for whatever I've been working on. I've got some sanding materials, some hearing protection, some eye protection, some squares. Here's one of my next projects I'm pretty excited about. You know, to me that looks like some Purple Heart, some Padauk in an Amazon package. I wonder what I could be making. Stay tuned. Moving on, we've got the planer cart. I've got some scraps up here as well. It's the DeWalt DW734 planer. I absolutely love it. And then I have some storage on this cart as well. It's able to be rolled around, so if I need to move it throughout the shop, I can do that. So I'm able to do that. Now, moving on, I have this really old AMT drill press. I don't know if we can get it in there. The lighting in here isn't quite right, but I got a message from one of the guys my dad used to work with. Said, hey, there's a garage sale, there's this drill press, you know, go check it out. So I went, checked it out, ended up picking it up for a pretty good deal. Again, this cabinet also came from my buddy Josh. He helped me modify this drill press cart to make it work. The base that the planer is actually on right now, this one here, was originally what the drill press was on, but since we reorganized the shop, we traded those out. So we put the drill press, what was originally the drill press base, onto the planer, and then got a new base for the drill press. Now moving on, I have some lumber storage. I need to figure out a better system for lumber storage, but I have some Lenga over here. I have some walnut, I think it's black walnut if I remember correctly, some Honduran mahogany, some curly maple. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good shot of that or not, but then I've got some sapele. I've heard it pronounced 7 different ways. Which is it? You tell me in the comments. Let me know. And then behind that curly maple, we even have some gum cherry. I don't know if we can see that real quick. There we go. That grain is unbelievable. But there's some lumber storage here. Here's another piece of walnut along with what I believe, well, what I was told was cherry. But but when I plane it down it seems kind of dark for cherry, so I'm not entirely sure what that is. I know it's super rough right now. This is what it looks like when it's planed down somewhat. So if you guys have any ideas of what it might be, if you could help me out in the comments, that would be fantastic. And then not too long ago, I took a trip over to Bob Lee's wood shop. I'll link his channel in the description. And you know, we talked for the better part of 2 hours. And when I left, I ended up taking this piece of turning stock. I took some, I believe he said this was some walnut flooring from Jimmy DiResta, I believe, if I remember correctly. If not, correct me in the comments. There's some maple here, there's some cherry, and then behind there's even some ash slabs that I'm not going to get into now because this is quite a wood pile, but you know, Bob Lee has a heart of gold, and it was just an absolute pleasure to you know, see his shop and talk with him for a good couple hours. I'll link his channel in the description, like I think I said before. But you know, he is so close to 1,000 subscribers. Please, please, please help him get there. You know, I think he's 20 or 30 subscribers away. Let's get him there. Moving on, here's a random miscellaneous storage closet that I haven't really done anything with. Just some leftover pine and a stool that I ended up rebuilding completely. This is an area where I still need to clean up. There's more pine there, and there's the dust collection for the table saw, or at least the spout that I need to hook up. You know, if any of you know how to do that, let me know, because I put my table saw together long before I even had dust collection, but it's getting to that point. So if any of you know how to do that after the fact, let me know. Buried under here, I've got a bunch of bags, and those tool bags and small toolboxes. I've got a set of cornhole boards that I'm still trying to that I still need to paint, and then these 2x4s and 1x3s are for an upcoming project that I'm getting ready to film, so I have that coming down the pipe. But other than that, that brings us to our entryway, and that is the shop. There's another shop vac that I try to keep the shop clean, but as most of you know, as soon as I get it clean, I just make more dust, so it's kind of a fruitless effort. So we're trying. So there's the 360 view of the shop. There's everything I have in the shop. I know I need better lumber storage, and one more thing before we go. Right here, when I eventually clean all this out, that's where I so badly want to get a lathe. I have one picked out, I have one in mind, but right now I'm still trying to save up for it. But this is the area where I'd love the lathe to go, if it's in the cards. So hopefully that'll be a shop update at some point in the future. Probably won't be the near future, but when we get that available, then I'll give you guys an update on that. So yeah, I want to thank you guys again for hanging out with me on this shop tour. Here it is one more time. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on this shop tour. I promise I'll have some project videos coming out, real soon. I have a small mini series in mind that I want to do for as a summer theme. So be watching for those. And we'll see you on the next video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And, until next time, have a good one.